The wars of becoming a sheepdog. This topic is about being a police officer and my road to adulthood. It has not been an easy one, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. Becoming a police officer is not just about putting the bad guy in jail or operating in tactical environments. I know if that's what you want, it's not always about that. According to Time, line of duty deaths rose to a 5-year high with an astonishing 135 line of duty deaths. My road to adulthood has not been easy, but has been quite a journey that I wouldn't trade for anything. To discuss my road to adulthood, there are 3 big factors in my road to adulthood. 1 is the death of my father, 2 is joining the military, and 3 is joining the police force. My father passed away when I was just 10 years old. He died of cancer. Despite my father's death, I decided to do something bigger in life. I could have went down the dark road, the dark path, and continued a life of crime. Instead, I changed my life and decided that I want to do something bigger. I enlisted in the National Guard, the Army National Guard, when I was 22 years old. It was in 2012, and I left for basic training in 2013, February of 2013. I endured some tough training that really defined my principles as a man. It taught me discipline. It taught me to wake up early in the morning, to put on my uniform and do the best of my abilities. That's when I became the Brotherhood after graduation in May of 2013. I became part of the Brotherhood, which was known as Black Sheep Charlie Company 2156. I finally became a police officer in Louisiana. According to Cron.com, examples of a police officer, it really explains it. You can be a detective, you can be a patrolman like I am, you can be a crime scene technician. There's so many different possibilities of what you could do as a police officer. I chose to do patrol. I worked in corrections for 2 years and decided that I wanted to go to patrol. I wanted to make life-changing differences in the citizens that I protected. I've went on some serious calls. I've done 110 trying to back up officers. It's a very rewarding career. If you like that, that's what I suggest you do. Most departments do not require a college degree. They don't require you to go further education if that's what you want to do. I mean, how many departments or how many jobs can you do that you make at least $50,000 a year right out of high school? According to salary.com, police officers' average salary was $53,000 and some change. How many jobs can you get right out of high school making that kind of money, especially in an economy that we're living in now? Do you enjoy investigating things? I know I do. I go on calls and I am the frontline investigator. It's a passion of mine to bring a murderer to justice. I plan on doing my time on patrol and eventually becoming a homicide detective. That's my passion. If that's what you want to do, then I suggest you go for it. I suggest you don't stop and you keep going for it. You keep doing what you want to do. There are many opportunities inside law enforcement, as I discussed earlier. You can work patrol, of course, like I do. You can work several different positions right out of high school. You don't need a degree for this. I suggest getting a degree because it'll only further your chances in promotions, but you don't need one. It's not an absolute requirement. There are many divisions in the force, and those are just a few. Do you like operating in tactical environments? Do you like the thought of kicking in doors and going after criminals? Do you like the thought of bringing a murderer to justice? Then I suggest you join your police force. I suggest you find your passion and you join. Do you want to be a part of something bigger? I always thought to myself, do I want to be a part of something bigger? And I did. According to the DOJ, the Department of Justice, they took down a large dark web that was responsible for the interstate sales transactions of weapons. It delivered a critical strike, and you can imagine the people that were involved in this takedown. Do you want to be involved in this? Do you want to be involved in something that potentially saves thousands of lives? I know I would. Have you been touched by drunk driving? I know I have a very big passion against drunk driving. I can't stand it. And when I go to work, I look for people who are driving drunk. They've made the conscious decision to drive drunk, and they have to take the consequences. Is this a passion of yours? Do you feel that drunk driving has touched your life or has touched the lives of someone you know? If it has, then you could join your local police department and combat this problem. Drunk driving, according to the CDC, it accounts for one death every 51 minutes. That's a lot. That is a serious problem here in the United States. The police officers that protect our citizens have an array of exciting careers. They have everything at their disposal and tools to success that the department gives them. If everything I talked about excites you, if everything I talked about you find passion in, then I suggest you join your local police force. I suggest that you go out there and make a difference. I understand that right now is not a good time. We have a lot of people that are against us, but not everyone, not all police officers are bad people. We have a job that we have to do. Unfortunately, we get the worst cases. We catch people at the worst times. But I'm very passionate about what I do. I'm very passionate about helping the citizens in the parish that I live in. Thank you for listening to my speech. I hope that you have found something that you would like to do in life. And I hope I have one suggestion. You go out there and you do the best of your ability. You go out there and you grab your dreams and you work as hard as you can to make those dreams come true.